have waited since July. Merry Christmas, by the way. Oh, I needed that. It's cold. This morning was like 10 degrees. I'm not kidding. It was 10 degrees this morning. I miss you guys. I have not done anything on YouTube since July. Yeah, it was a day with Tyler. That was the last thing I did. Actually, technically, that's not true. That was the last for my channel. Elizabeth wanted to start her own channel. If you want to check it out, it's Elizabeth and Ren with an ampersand of and. She likes it. She wants to do it. Daddy, I want to do it. But for some reason, she's a little shy. So I've given her a camera and say, go to town, and she hasn't really wanted to do anything since the last one we did, which was, I think, in September. So when she finally comes around to not being shy, I think she'll start making some more videos. And I even goofed around. She's sitting right here. Do you want to come up here real quick? You want to come up and say hi real quick? She lost both of her front teeth, and then now there's like a new one coming in. But I joked and said that one of these days, my guess is like when you're like a 14 or 15-year-old, you'll have probably 1 million subscribers by that time.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I think you would. All right, get on out of here. Anyway, so what I was saying is, I'm not giving up on this this idea of interviewing other YouTubers. It haunts me. I'm not kidding. It's like it's in my head all the time. I've reached out to YouTubers. A lot of them will not get back. Maybe because they see the 58 subscribers and they're like, oh, this guy's small town. I don't want to have to deal with him. It bums you out a little bit, but you keep want to, strive forward. In fact, I had a dream again last night, and this is probably like I think the 4th or 5th dream in the last few months, about working with a YouTuber last night. I'm not going to mention his name. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be a calling. I've got to persist and keep going at this. I have experience, as you guys know, I have experience of being in Hollywood for almost 20 years. Wrote, direct, produced short films. Actually had one accepted at a film festival, which was kind of cool. I didn't win, but it was kind of cool. And I've worked with some really cool people, and I've met some really cool people. And a lot of big name people too I've met. And I thought, you know what? If I haven't had the chance to meet YouTubers yet to continue this, which I know I will, why not tell stories? Why not? I mean, I've got the gift of gab. I can tell stories, and I will tell as many stories as I can about living and working in the Hollywood area and in the industry for almost 20 years. Everything from having a conversation with Steven Spielberg, being directed by Martin Scorsese and having a scene with Leonardo DiCaprio, meeting Famke Jensen. That's a cool little story. Having a conversation with Charlie Sheen, working on 2.5 Men. There's so many different, working at the theater. As you know, I worked for the Writers Guild of America West. Writers Guild of America West. And working there, I had the chance to work at our theater as well. And the Q&As that we had and the people that I met, it was really cool. It was a great job. And honestly, I miss that. Being here in Colorado is great. I dig the weather. It's very different than Los Angeles. There's a vibe there, just like there would be in New York. When you work in the industry for that long, and you're there for as long as I was, it's like a heartbeat. And when you're away from it, it feels like, God, am I going to get emotional? You feel like part of your heart's been ripped out, because that was my life. As you know, my dad was in film and television. Well, more television and radio than film, to be honest with you. And he tried to get me into radio, and I scoffed at it. And I said, no, I don't want to do this. And he did it for many years. And in fact, he was really good at what he did. He won many awards. He interviewed a lot of people. And maybe in the back of my mind, I thought, I want to interview people as well. I just didn't know I wanted to do it at that time. The people he interviewed was pretty amazing. And yeah, it was, he had a really amazing career in what he did. And so I had a chance to get into it. I didn't get into it. Years later, I decided to finally pursue radio and television, San Francisco State University. I did that. I got my degree. But it really, other than the internships, I interned with the Oakland A's. I did their camera work for an entire summer, well, spring and summer. That was a blast. I met a lot of players, and then I interned with the Raiders, and eventually, years later, I ended up working for the Oakland Raiders, and that was cool. I mean, I got a chance to work with a lot of big name people and get to know them on a first name basis, and by doing that, it opened me up to, I guess, some shyness. I was really shy at one point, and by doing that, it got me to open up and talk to people that have some notoriety, I guess you can say. Which, by the way, people forget that as you're on your way up, you'll eventually get up to here if you work hard enough. But don't forget, those same people are going to be coming back down. So you may meet them along the way. Anyway, so working in the entertainment business, you definitely get to meet a lot of people. And when I first moved down there, I was working for the Raiders. But then I wasn't working for the Raiders. Hey, I can actually say I was fired by an NFL team. But that's a long story. Anyway, getting into the industry was a blast. I decided to start taking acting classes. In fact, I was in acting class of Ivana Chubbuck's studio in Hollywood. And I think Holly Berry, a few other people, there's many people that went to that school, probably still do, if it exists. And that really opened me up. In fact, the scenes that I did, some of them were just awesome. I was just talking to a buddy of mine the other day around Thanksgiving, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was on, and I had said, I remember doing that scene where John Candy and Steve Martin are laying in the bed, and I did that scene in front of like 50 people, and boy, does that pull you out of your shell. So anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that. I started doing acting, background work, working with different people, working on weekends for free, making films with people, independent films. Anyway, what is my point? My point is that I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue on, but I have these Hollywood stories. So I'm going to tell them, and whether I'm in the car and I'm going to quickly do a 5-minute little vlog about, who I met or whatever, I'm going to do that. I plan on doing that because I want to keep going. So this is going to be a little offshoot until I get going and meet some YouTubers and build that aspect of it up. Because I will. I know I will. I can already see the end goal. I can already see it. In fact, I wanted to show this to you guys. I'm going to do something a little different in the back to the scene stuff. I picked this up. I'm really excited. This is from Germany. It's a Bauer Super 8mm camera, and I can't. Oh, it still smells old. It's from the early 60s. If only you could smell this. It's awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna film all the behind the scenes stuff in Super 8, and then implement that into the video, along with some drone footage and obviously interview footage, and all of those are going to be really cool, and I can't wait to show them to you. So, with that, I say hello again, and I'm long-winded, Gift of Gab. Thank you so much for checking it out, and I'm going to start telling some stories, all right? We'll see you soon. Bye.